Right, time to talk about what the world is talking about in the world of sports. Welcome to the AM Sports Show. Of course, my name is George Ado Jr. and there's a lot to talk about this morning. Let's start from the continent here in Africa. And the Confederation of African Football has outlined how the dates for its club competitions will begin to change in 2018. Now, CAF has explained the move to holding the tournaments between August or September and May the following year is not to fit in with the European clubs. Now, from 2019, the Nations Cup will be held in June or July rather than from the current dates of January to February. In the past, African Champions League and second-tier Confederations Cup took place in a calendar year. In 2017, they ran till February until November. Now, for 2018, similar dates will be followed, but then the competitions will begin again in December 2018 and be completed by May 2019. The new regular window for both tournaments will then begin in either September or October 2019 and finish by May 2020. The change in dates to all competitions was approved in July's meeting of CAF's Executive Committee in Morocco following a symposium on the future of the game in Africa. So definitely the battle lines are drawn for Gianna Stars, who will be playing in the CAF Champions League, and Kumasi Asante Kotoko, who play in the Confederations Cup next year. Now we can talk about the English Premier League, and one team on everyone's lips at the moment should be Manchester City. And manager Pep Guardiola has praised the will to win of an animal, David Silva, after his goals helped the Premier League leaders thrash Swansea and extend the record run of consecutive top-flight wins to 15. Now, City have now scored 52 times in 17 Premier League games, with Silva getting 4 in 3 games after also netting in 2-1 wins over West Ham and Manchester United. So now, how did the game go last night?
On the back of a record-breaking start to the season, Pep Guardiola's all-conquering Manchester City made the trip to South Wales for a date against the struggling Swansea City. It didn't take too long for City to make their intentions clear as Fernandinho drew a fine save from Lucas Fabianski in the Swansea goal. At the other end, Edison was called upon 2 minutes later, the Brazilian thwarting Jordan Ayew. That, though, was a rare highlight for the Swans. Bernardo Silva then looked for Sergio Aguero, who found the roof but not the back of the net. The deadlock was eventually broken, the Silvas, Bernardo and David combining, with the latter knocking it home.
Bernardo Silva, oh, it's dropped and flicked in by David Silva. The magician crept in behind the Swansea City back line to apply the finishing touch.
The Swans were under constant assault and Fabianski was in the thick of the battle. The bowler was soon picking the ball out the back of his net again as Kevin De Bruyne's free kick snuck in. The City dominance continued into the second half as the assault on Fabianski's goal showed no sign of abating. The runaway Premier League leaders did eventually get their third, with David Silva getting his second.
David Silva again! We are watching something special. We are in the presence of greatness. We are watching Premier League history unfold before our very eyes.
Swansea chances were few and far between, and when they did attack, Edison was determined to keep a clean sheet. The rout, though, was completed by Aguero, as City again underlined their status as title favourites.
This is Sergio Aguero! Born in Argentina, he's become a legend in Manchester.
4-0 is how things ended. City making the best start to a top-flight season in England, beating Tottenham's record of 15 wins and a draw, which came all the way back in the 1960-61 campaign.
So smashing Arsenal's record. It was 14 consecutive wins for Arsenal in that period of the Invincibles. They never lost a game all season. The question is, can Manchester City do that? We'll be talking about some daunting fixtures to come for Manchester City, in the next fixture list, and we'll know where to go. But let's talk about Manchester United. Have they given up on the title yet? Well, maybe not. Boss Jose Mourinho says he would be, on holiday in Brazil or Los Angeles if he thought the Premier League title race was over, as his side edged past Bournemouth. United bounced back from their defeat by rivals Manchester City with a victory, but failed to make any inroads, on the unbeaten league leader City, who thrashed Swansea 4-0 to maintain their 11-point advantage.
Following Sunday's defeat in the Manchester derby, which was a first at Old Trafford in 2017, United were seeking a response in the wet against Bournemouth. The hosts started slowly and allowed Charlie Daniels to test the palms of David De Gea. United opened the scoring with their first attempt on target.
Matters ball in. Lukaku won it. How he needed that.
It was Lukaku's third goal in 14 matches. Junior Stanislas drove forward at the United defence, and a watchful De Gea did well to keep out the winger's deflected effort. On the hour, Anthony Martial missed the chance to settle United nerves. The Frenchman was replaced by Marcus Rashford, who must have been wondering how he didn't score at the Stretford end. United claimed a narrow 1-0 victory to get back to winning ways.
Manchester United, they have a lot of work to do to catch up with Manchester City, but I'm not too sure what Liverpool fans think about this. I think I have a question for Liverpool fans this morning. Has the team really improved from where you picked it from? I don't know if the team has really improved, because yesterday, another frustrating draw. And Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp says his side could not complain after failing to unpick a stubborn West Brom defence in a frustrating stalemate at Anfield. Now the Reds are behind Tottenham and outside the top four in goal difference. Now at the opposite end of the table though, a hard-end point takes Alan Pardew's side out of the bottom three. Let's now pay attention to that Liverpool game.
Jurgen Klopp saw 2 points slip away in the Merseyside derby and restored Philippe Coutinho and Roberto Firmino to Liverpool's starting lineup. The latter came within inches of unlocking West Brom after a world-class delivery from Mo Salah. The Baggies showed some attacking intent, with Hull Robson Kanu rattling the frame of the goal. Liverpool, for all their time with the ball, weren't able to turn their 70% possession into a first-half goal. Loris Karius produced a string of fine saves on a windy night to keep Liverpool on level terms early in the second half. The Reds' goalkeeper kept Claudio Jakob at bay from the resulting corner. At the other end, the Kop were hoping to see the net bulge. Salah was also having an off night and miscued from Trent Alexander-Arnold's cross. A controversial moment ensued with Dominique Solanke denied his first goal for Liverpool. The referee ruled it out for a deliberate handball. The Reds held it home to a goalless draw.
And the frustration of Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp will continue. Definitely the wins are not coming in. And even though they played a major part of the game, enjoyed the lion's share of possession, they failed to get the result. Let's talk about teams that are doing well. Like, look, West Ham manager David Moyes said, he actually says he's really enjoying time with the Hammers after his side earned a valuable point, in their fight against relegation by holding Arsenal. Now, they beat Chelsea, if you know. They beat Chelsea by 1-0. And then the next game, they go up, do a very good job here and ensure that they're able to hold Arsenal to a goalless draw. This is what the Gunners do, because they are without a Premier League win in the last 3 games and are now down to 7th in the table as West Ham continue their revival under new manager Moyes. Let's check out that game.
Arsenal made the short trip to West Ham looking to end a 2-game winless run against a team who was stuck in the basement but had beaten champions Chelsea just days earlier. Looking for an early inroad, Arsenal settled quickest with Alexis Sanchez in the thick of things. At the other end, Marko Arnautovic looked to have netted his second goal in as many matches, but the Austrian was flagged offside. The North Londoners, however, were more enterprising. Jack Wilshere and Olivier Giroud linked up, but again Sanchez failed to hit the target. The Gunners, though, were getting closer. Sanchez picked out Alex Iwobi, the Nigerian, though denied by the woodwork. As halftime approached, though, the Hammers thought they were in for a penalty after Manuel Lenzini went to ground. The appeals, though, fell on deaf ears. It was goalless at the break. The Hammers looked to settle early in the second stanza as Mark Noble set up Arnautovic, but again he couldn't hit the target. The Gunners again took control of proceedings. A fortuitous ball fell into the path of Mesut Ozil. The German could only stab his effort wide. As the clock wound down, the game opened up even more. Giroud nodded down for Wilshere, who volleyed over. Arsenal were being frustrated by a resolute Hammers outfit as this time Adrian denied Sanchez from a free kick. With the game inching towards full time, the Hammers had an ideal opportunity to snatch the points after Noble fed Javier Hernandez. The Mexican was denied by the woodwork as the game ended in a goalless draw. Another dogged display by West Ham as Arsenal's winless run extends to 3 matches.
Claude.
So it even looked like West Ham could have run away with the win over Arsenal. Congratulations again to West Ham, who are really seeing good life. We'll be looking at the table shortly. Okay, that's it on your screen. But I think there were some other interesting results there to talk about there, because Everton managed to beat Newcastle by 1-0 at the St. James's Park. And that clearly tells you then that Everton have won the last 2 games. And it's very good news, you know, for Sam Allardyce, who is doing a good job there. Not only, you know, Everton is doing well, Leicester City as well, getting a very good result. And you should just check out these teams and how they've suddenly burst to life and are getting all of these things happen now. So let's talk about the table and what it looks like after 17 match days. Well, of course, we're going into a difficult period in December, but this is what we've got. Manchester City are top of the English Premier League table with great points. You can see that. Manchester United fall in second, and the difference is 11 points. So the question is, how will they catch it? And when the fans go on saying Manchester City would lose at a point, I'm saying you look at all the teams, and it looks like Man City is a team that doesn't look like losing anytime soon, actually. We look at it still at the top there. We saw Manchester United, we saw Chelsea, and I think Arsenal fans will be very worried where they find their team 7th there. Now we've got Southampton, Huddersfield in 12th, Brighton, Bournemouth, Stoke City, Newcastle, West Brom, Crystal Palace, West Ham and Swansea. So a lot of work being put in right now by West Ham United and Crystal Palace, but they still have a lot of work to do, definitely going into this. So this is what we've got for you. Let's have a look at the fixtures this weekend and games to savor in the English Premier League. Maybe this could be the weekend that tells us a lot about Man City. They don't have Vincent Kompany. Maybe they will not have him in that game. How will they deal with this? It's a big game and everybody will be watching. It's once again the English Premier League up against the leaders, because it's Manchester City at home against Tottenham Hotspur. Now that's a big game to look forward to. Chelsea will play Southampton, and if the recent troubles are anything to go by, it's a tough game. Leicester City will play Crystal Palace. Arsenal will play Newcastle. Spirited game to come. Stoke City play West Ham. Watford play Huddersfield. We have West Brom hosting Manchester United. Bournemouth will play Liverpool. That looks like a loss already there. And there's Everton up against Swansea City. All right, so the arguments everywhere. I'm sure if you're watching us, wherever you're watching us from, you're probably doing the argument. The question is, Man City ever going to slip? And even if they slip, will Manchester United take it? What a great weekend to look forward to the English Premier League now, though. Let's talk about the FIFA Club World Cup and aiming to win their 5th trophy, of the year. Zinedine Zidane's Real Madrid side came from behind against Al Jazeera in Abu Dhabi to set up a meeting with Brazilian side Grêmio on Saturday. Now, our man Gary Al Smith witnessed the game and says Zidane was not happy about the way FIFA's video assistant refereeing was, utilized. And of course, he spoke to us on the football show. So my colleague Asari Bediakon was hosting that show, and it was refreshing to hear from Gary, who will be bringing us all the updates, including the final on Saturday. Now, though, let's hear from Gary.
Of the Club World Cup, they have just beaten Al Jazeera by 2-1. A game full of incidents. Ronaldo wasting many chances and getting one goal, and also Gareth Bale coming on after so long out with injury and making himself hurt. So the final is on Saturday, and it will be here at the side Sports City Stadium. Well, so many supporters, but we are looking forward to a good one, and we'll see you with more reports from my JoyNews.
They didn't have it easy, even though they should have closed the game in the first half. I mean, I'm sure you watched it as well. Chance upon chance, and I think they came into the game too nervous to finish off their opposition. They didn't come to have fun, and I thought that was the mindset they should have brought into the game. But it's understandable. The hype around the game before this was unbelievable. I mean, you put on the television and there was nothing on TV. The hotel I'm in emptied about 4 hours to time because everybody was going to watch the game. It was as if the whole city of Abu Dhabi, which is made up of islands, as you may know, was heading to the stadium. And I mean, we had 36,650 people there. There was traffic, there was gridlock. And so it was a great, feast of football for the people who don't see big teams like this around here often.
Okay, so for more on the FIFA World Club competition, what you have to do then, or the FIFA Club World Cup, you have to get onto our page, My Joy Online. You hit the sports tab and you can read a lot. Also, Joy Sports GH, Joy Sports GH on Twitter. You can get all of that and get onto us, Joy Sports on Facebook, for all of these and more. That's it for the sports on the AM show. My name is George Addo Jr. We came to you live from digital address 099-3341. There's more up here on the show. Do not go anywhere. Have a good morning.